What's going on, guys? It's your brother Ziad back with another video. For those who have no idea who I am, my name is Ziad. I was fat just last year and I got the best shape of my life, losing about 25 pounds. And I help Muslim men level up with their physique and their overall mindset. Fellas, one of the worst feelings out there is to simply not be dialed in, alright? And by the end of this video, you'll actually have 3 practical tips you can leave with. With that being said, let's dive in. Number 1, and that is that be aware of your digital environment. Fellas, I said this before and I'll say it again. One of the most important things that you can focus on is your digital environment. What I mean by this even more specifically is that please be aware of what you are consuming on a regular basis. If your FYP is filled with people who are always dialed in, then in the back of your mind, being dialed in is going to become normal. Therefore, from now on, please be more aware of what you are consuming on those social media apps. Alright, fellas, for number 2 with this one, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty tough to apply, but it's pretty beneficial. And that is that no phone when you wake up. Fellas, a huge reason why you do not want to check your phone first thing when you wake up is simply because when you check your phone, you are basically getting instant gratification with barely any effort. What ends up happening is that throughout the day, all the beneficial tasks that you gotta get done, such as getting your workouts in, getting your macros in, they're not going to feel that exciting. Therefore, one of the best ways to make those tasks feel easier is to simply not indulge in instant gratification when you wake up. Even generally speaking, instant gratification is already something you should be refraining from anyways. Fellas, on a random note, if you do find this video beneficial so far, I have a bunch of other videos on this YouTube channel. Therefore, if you want even more value, go watch the other ones and apply the info in them. And lastly, fellas, for number 3, this one is also very beneficial. Learn how to say no. Easier said than done, but I really cannot stress enough how important this is, alright? If every single time your friends call you, they invite you to go to certain restaurants, or your parents cook something that is not part of your diet and you cannot say no, then you're basically falling off momentum on a pretty consistent basis, and you don't want that. Now, someone might argue that they could have cheat meals and stay within their calories and get their macros in. However, do keep in mind that when you have those cheat meals, they are so tasty that going back to your diet is going to be way more difficult. Me personally, I'm going to avoid having even a couple of bites of those foods, simply because when I go back to my diet, it's just way more tough to stick with it. Even if my calories and my macros are perfectly fine, I'm still gonna refrain from it. Fellas, with that being said, that's pretty much it for this entire video. Alright, if you do want to work with me like my client right over here who had a crazy transformation, then I'll put a link right in the description and in the comments where you can book a call for my one-on-one online coaching. As a heads up, this coaching is not for everyone, simply because the level of standard and the level of accountability that I'm going to put you on, a lot of people cannot even handle that. Therefore, if you're actually serious about getting the results that you want, then book that call and I'm going to see if you are a good fit. And as always, fellas, take care of yourself.